Well, yeah, this is pretty interesting. This is a Steam game that is being developed by just a solo indie developer. It looks like it is their first game, at least on Steam. They went to prison and now they are out, and the game is going to continue development. Very interesting stuff. It's not every day that we hear about something like this. Now, the game is called Fortune's Run. It looks awesome. It looks like Doom, but like even better. It's really cool. I'm going to show some screenshots here in a little bit, but yes, it has been around since September of 2023. It's not out yet. It is in early access. I just wish listed it. It looks looks phenomenal. Funny enough, I see on the bottom there, there's actually a category now on Steam called Boomer Shooter. Maybe that's been around for a while. I don't know. I think that's kind of funny though. I still am meaning to play Doom. I still have not. It's in my Steam library. I have no excuse that I haven't played it yet. But this game looks so awesome. These are just some screenshots. The screenshots don't really do it justice, by the way. Go click on it, watch the trailer yourself. It looks just really cool, and I'm very excited to play it when it eventually comes out. Now, here's the thing. For somebody who was excited before today, like I just found out about this today, but somebody who has been following this game's development for maybe years now, they've definitely been going through it because the developer has kind of ran into a bit of legal trouble. So we see right here, this was about a year and 3 months ago. This was January of 2025. It says the creator of retro FPS Fortune's Run is going to prison for 3 years. So yeah, this post on Rock Paper Shotgun talks about the post that was made by the developer Dizzy. So she said that it's a long story, but I have lived a very different life before I was a game developer, and I was not living very well. She said, my case is about 5 years old now. I have been going through the legal process the whole time I have been working on this game. I have finally been found guilty and sentenced, and I am going away next month. It is a shame, but it is the consequences of my actions. She said, I was a very violent person, and I hurt a lot of people in my life. Unfortunately, the sentence is not going to help with that at all, but I guess we all know that. And it said the post does not specify the violent crime beyond clarifying that it was not sexual in nature. It sounds like it was maybe some sort of a violent crime, and that's just my speculation, just because she said I was a very violent person and I hurt a lot of people. I don't know, maybe it wasn't a violent crime. Yeah, nobody actually knows what the crime was, and to be honest, it's none of my business. It's really nobody's business, I suppose, except for the people that are actually involved in real life. I have to say too, that post is pretty real. I respect it, definitely. She definitely owns up to a lot of the mistakes, doesn't really blame anybody besides herself. So, props to that. I think there could be a lot more of that in life. So that's pretty cool. Not that it matters, but that definitely earns quite a bit of my respect. So yeah, that was January 2025. She said, I'm going away next month. So yeah, probably February of 2025. So it was 14 months ago she went away for 3 years. And I'm not very good at math, but I believe right now is less than 3 years from February 2025. Well, yeah, it turns out she got out on parole. So she got out early. We got this post right here just yesterday, Friday, April 3rd. It's kind of a longer post. I'm just going to show the first part of it, but I do have that linked in the description along with the game, by the way. So she said, after a year of getting gaslit by transphobic morons who convinced themselves that I, quote, real words from my real file, have failed to acquire a single competency aiming to attain sobriety, the parole board reviewed my case and instantly kicked me out of jail. Hooray, the system works. This experience, she says, has been strictly negative and pretty much convinced me that nobody in this country is serious about anything. But let us not linger on that. That was so last year, and it's time to make this game. Yeah, so it looks like she's not very happy with maybe the treatment that she got in prison, maybe the perceptions that her supervising officer or a substance abuse counselor or something had about her. I don't know. That's too bad, but it definitely sounds pretty good right now because she's out. Now, definitely one thing to mention is that she does say that she is in a halfway house right now. With stuff like that, usually people are in it for just a few months. Sometimes it can take longer depending on how they do, but that still means that there's probably going to be some difficulties as far as, she ain't going to have a ton of time to be, maybe at home developing this game because she's going to be living at this halfway house. I'd assume she probably can't have her computer there or anything like that. So, time even spent at home might not be that long too, depending on the rules of the halfway house. So I assume development isn't probably going to be like full speed ahead, at least for the next month or two. So hopefully everything works out. Hopefully she gets out very soon, because yes, this game, like I said, oh wow, I'm not kidding. Watch the trailer. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, kind of interesting situation. Like I said, we don't hear about this stuff every day, but I suppose it's a reminder that at the end of the day, developers are just like us. They are just people. They go through the highs and the lows of life. And so in this case, I'm happy to hear that she's out of prison. Hopefully the game comes out soon, because it looks awesome.